It's not often that a brand new type of game or game genre comes around. Most of the time, AAA developers stick to what's known in terms of genre, such as open world games or first-person shooters, make their yearly quotas, and everything continues from there. Indie companies are left to innovate, and they certainly do at times, but often don't have enough success to push their game into the mainstream spotlight. So along comes Auto Chess, doing exactly that. Auto Chess is a game that started out as a mod for Dota 2. Which is ironic when you think about it, as Dota was originally a mod for Warcraft 3. The game works as such. As a quick preface, I will be using the Dota Auto Chess mod version to explain the way Auto Chess plays. Know that the other Auto Chess games use very similar rules and mechanics, but may have slight differences. The game is played with 8 players in a free-for-all setting. Each player is given their own island that is modeled after a chessboard. Just know that this is the only aspect that is similar to actual chess, so don't worry if you don't know how chess works. At the start of the round, you're given some income based on certain factors, and are presented a choice between 5 characters, in this case all of them being characters from Dota 2. You can spend your gold to buy units and place them on your chessboard up to the same number as your level, which increases over the course of the game. When the timer runs out, your team is put into combat. The interesting thing about Auto Chess is that unlike other strategy games, you do not directly control the units you've placed on the board. This is where the auto in Auto Chess comes from. Your team will automatically fight the opponent until one side is defeated. This means that character positioning is very important and something you have to experiment with, since that is the extent of your direct control over your units. The first 3 rounds of the game, you are matched against AI monsters, and killing them may drop items. These items are from Dota 2 and can be used to power up your characters. Some items can even be combined into more powerful items, just as in Dota 2. There will be more of these mob rounds later, but for now, it's time to fight. After the first 3 rounds, you begin being pitted against a random opponent from the 7 other players in the game. The matchup taking place on your board is a defense round. If your team is defeated, your courier, or just your character in the case of the other Auto Chess games, takes damage based on the number and level of the remaining enemy units. Your courier has 100 health, and if it hits 0, you lose. The only way to win is to be the last man standing, though it is possible to rank up even if you don't get first. While you're defending your courier, your team has also been sent off to someone else's chessboard to attack their courier. This continues from here until there is 1 person left. These are the very basics of the game, but there are a few more mechanics to talk about that really make Auto Chess an interesting and unique game. If you get 3 of the same unit, they can be combined into a 2-star unit. All units start at 1 star. And 3 2-star units can be combined into a 3-star. These combined units are obviously very powerful and are essential to building a strong army. I mentioned leveling up earlier. Well, you can actually spend your gold to gain XP so that you can level up faster. Having a unit advantage can be very beneficial depending on your timing, so using this spending gold for XP function is definitely necessary. Another thing you can use the gold for is re-rolling the 5-unit pool you're presented with for buying units. This allows you to try to find the pieces you need to level up and create powerful units, and you can re-roll as many times as you want so long as you have the gold. The most interesting mechanic, in my opinion, is the synergy system. Every unit in Auto Chess has a race and a class, with the exception of a few hybrid units that have more than 1 class or race. Each one of these classes and races have a buff associated with them. If you can get enough unique units of those classes or races, you get a synergy bonus that gives the associated buff. These bonuses are key to building powerful armies, and structuring your army around synergies is where most of the strategy of which units you buy comes from. In this way, since every player has access to the same units, though it's random every time obviously, it makes the game very interesting and dynamic, with most matches playing different every time, based on your draws and what your enemies are playing. Now that we've covered the basics of Auto Chess, which version should you play? With the recent popularity of Auto Chess, a few different notable developers have been jumping at the chance to have their own Auto Chess game. I'll go through each one and discuss the differences. First up is Dota Auto Chess. This is the mod version that can be played through the Dota 2 arcade, and is the original Auto Chess game developed by Drodo, the Chinese developer of the mod. This version is still set to receive updates as of now, even as new games come out. Next is Auto Chess. Yes, just Auto Chess. This game is also developed by Drodo, but is standalone from Dota 2 and uses Drodo's own characters. That being said, the characters largely match up with the characters present in Dota Auto Chess, just using their own character designs instead of the Dota 2 characters. This can be played on Android and iOS. Then there's Dota Underlords. This is Valve's official standalone Auto Chess, based heavily off of Dota Auto Chess. Many of the characters were pulled from the mod, though there are some differences. The visual style and UI is also generally more polished. There are new characters, items and income work a bit differently, and more. As of writing, this game is in open beta on Steam, Android, and iOS, and is being updated very frequently, with the devs responding to fan feedback, which is a nice departure from other recent Valve games. Up next is Teamfight Tactics. This is Riot's Auto Chess based off of League of Legends characters. It's got some minor differences from other Auto Chess games, with a hex-based playfield instead of a chessboard, as well as having this interesting carousel catch-up mechanic where players get to claim a unit for their team free of charge, in ascending order from last to first. It's missing a few quality of life features, but so far is the Auto Chess that has tried the most new things, so keep an eye on it. And finally, we have Auto Chess Standalone on desktop. This appears to be based on the mobile game and is also developed by Drodo. This, however, will be an exclusive to the Epic Games Store, so take that for what you will. I heard a rumor that the Dota Auto Chess mod will stop receiving support when this version comes out, but I don't have a source on that, so take it with a grain of salt. In a very short amount of time, you're going to have a large swath of auto chess games to choose from. Any of them should be good to choose from to start with, so pick one and dive in. So, why should you care about this weird mod turned game by 3 developers? Well, in my opinion, this is noteworthy because we may be witnessing the birth of the next popular genre in real time, just like Battle Royale, MOBAs, and games like Counter-Strike that came before. This is a mod that has already started making the jump to full games, and depending on how much traction those games pick up, this may very well be the start of the auto-battler genre in a big way. With such huge names like Valve and Riot behind these versions, it's no surprise that this genre is about to have a massive push behind it. If it survives fad status and establishes a user base, there's a very good chance that this could land as another solid genre that came out of a mod. And I find that so exciting as someone who wasn't around for the rise of MOBAs or Counter-Strike. I'm very excited to be here as it gets big. It's a fascinating, addicting, thought-provoking game that I can't get enough of and is definitely worth checking out. So I say grab a cup of coffee, turn off the lights, and enjoy an exciting game of auto chess. Thanks for watching. Check out my Twitter and my Twitch. Links are in the description. I also have a Patreon, so feel free to check that out if you'd like to support my content. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.